everybody knows, with our Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone here. Because Deegan goes 1-1, and holy shit. That was impressive.
Well, not only was the ride impressive, but those Yamahas look so awesome.
Oh, bro.
So awesome. And they look so much cooler with the purple rims because the Euro guys had black rims, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. But when you see the purple rims, you're like, fuck yeah. They need the purple Renthols, too.
I was surprised they didn't have those. I'll tell you what. If I end up keeping mine next year, I'm like, I might have to have those purple wheels.
The chicks would like it.
I mean, dude, it's sweet. Did you notice they had gold hubs, too? It was purple wheels, gold hubs. That's cool. Dude, and the whole look, I was just like, oh man, even down to the Thor gear was sick too. And I'm like, oof.
Very cool.
And our friends at Adept Creative Co. actually make a retro kit similar to that, which is sick looking also, which is why I put the purple bars on, because that's coming soon too. And I have the white plastics already.
Nice.
So I'm basically there.
If only we could, well, maybe we can get the purple rims. I don't know if they offer it through Excel. Travis and I both own coating shops.
I need like $1,500 probably to buy a set of wheels like that, which is like a lot. I'm not sure I want to spend on that bike because I'm just not sure what my future is at this point with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it was sick. But back to Deegan, dude. Okay, so all you who jumped down my fucking throat here after yesterday. What I said the week before was not inaccurate. He has struggled the last 2 weeks. They brought it up on the broadcast time and time again, and everybody's going to jump on here and be like, oh, you're a hater, and oh, you're this, and oh, you're that. I said he struggled. The last 2 weeks haven't been good. Everybody knows the last 2 weeks have not been what he's been doing. Now, what he did yesterday, fucking fantastic. Yeah. And here's the thing. All of a sudden, we thought, after watching that 20-point swing last week between him and Hunter, where he came in with the points lead, like a 4-point lead, and left 13 down. Now all of a sudden he's back to like 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, holy crap, he's right in this going into the last. I mean, you're looking at basically even up for a 3-race sprint here. This could be real interesting.
I think Hunter Lawrence, which I love the guy, I think he's more fragile.
Hunter's awesome.
I think he's more fragile than Deegan is. I think Deegan is less consistently fast, and I think that Hunter is really the guy.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a little bit of a little kink in the armor. You know what I mean?
We can just talk about Hunter too, as long as we're right here. So Hunter goes 2-4 for third.
Yeah.
And that fourth in the second moto, he was it was bad starts all day. That's what got him there. And then he's pushing in that second moto to try to make up time there to catch up.
When he and Deegan were battling, it was pretty good.
And then he goes down. Yeah, but I don't know, man. This is one of those things where you just kind of scratch your head and you're like, man, I'm just not sure. Like, he should be the guy.
The thing is that where he went down was that weird slippery thing. With
that weird slippery in the trees. Wow. James talked about it a lot of like it doesn't dry out. Yep.
It's real tricky.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. I'm on a little tangent here.
Okay.
When you're watching the race from not at the race, for example, when you watched Washougal, what was your situation? Were you hanging out upstairs, drinking a Coke?
So yesterday was a little different than normal. A lot of times I will actually sit down and like watch the races. Although I gotta say, especially this year, the 450 races are so boring that like I fall asleep all the time. Like I have a hard time in the summer. It's because of it being 4 hours, Saturday. 5 if you count the practice show, which the practice show I have to watch to kind of keep track of stuff for fantasy purposes. Then when you get to the main show, it's like it's so long. And this is one of the things where like I love motocross because it's core, but at the same time, this is why it's failing. Because it needs to adjust to the lack of attention span.
You think it needs to be shorter? I think that it's great that they even gave it the intermission. I think that's great.
It's great. It's great if it's great the way it is, but just know that like the way it is, it will not grow the way it is. Like you're gonna have to make major changes in order to get there. You can leave it core like it is, and it will have a fan base that will stay steady, but it will never grow beyond where it's at. Supercross is willing to make those changes, so that will grow eventually because they'll change up things. Like we've seen it with the Triple Crowns and things like that. But outdoors, if they don't change this, because the 35-minute thing is, or the 30+2, yeah, it's great and it's like an Ironman thing and whatever, but it just isn't holding the attention. And like I said, for me, even as a hardcore fan who's watching to do this podcast, I find myself falling asleep, especially on the ones where Jet wins by 20, 30 seconds. I'm just like, dude, this is boring because no one's battling. And they're not showing the battles.
They don't show the battles.
You're
right.
watching Jet, then you're watching Ty Masterpool ride around by himself. I'm not watching the 30th place dude having a battle to the death, for 30th place or whatever.
It's less good.
Now, I will say, like I said, a normal weekend, I'm sitting there, I got my phone popped open with my fantasy stuff, watching that score, the things on the TV. I have a snack or some meal going with a beverage. It just depends. Yesterday was a little different. We were doing some cleaning and stuff, so I didn't watch the first motos live.
Kind of just had it on the background thing.
Yeah, and then about the time the first 450 moto was ending, I turned it on, and so then I went back and found the 250 first moto on YouTube, so I was watching that while I was, like, cleaning dishes. And then I got done with that, and then the second moto started, so I watched the second motos, and then I watched the first 450 moto this morning. So I was all over the place. Dude, I mean, here's what I'm saying. Without being at the races, it is super hard, and I don't blame anybody, to carve out 4 or 5 hours of your weekend to watch this all.
I had to watch them twice. When we watched it, so I was out golfing yesterday during the race with the guitarist of Love Labor, who, by the way, little bit of shout out. They're in the studio right now finishing up their first LP, which is great.
Cool.
So Jeff Martin and I went golfing, and we're watching it. We have it up in the golf cart. He's a motocross guy. He rides a Kawasaki 450. And when Deegan went wire to wire in the first moto, we were going ape shit. Even while we're like between the shots, all the people around us like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? We're golfing,
Yeah.
But it was awesome. But I still had to go. I mean, mostly because I got a little buckled while I was out at the.
Now, which was more impressive? The first one where he went wire to wire, or the second one where he went, like...
It was way more entertaining, the second moto.
Yeah, because that second moto was impressive, because he caught everybody and passed everybody. And, I didn't know that he was going to really catch first place there.
Yeah, you thought he was just...
I can't remember who was in first.
Start, right?
Yeah, but then, all of a sudden, he got to quote Langston, he got the bit in his teeth, and, boom, off he went to the races, boys. So... that's impressive. I'm super pumped that he did it, because it's going to be an awesome 3 race sprint here to the finale.
Tighten it right
and
up.
I don't know if you listened to the show last week. You probably didn't. My whole goal is, if he wins that title at Ironman when we're there, is to get under that tent and drink beer out of that exhaust as they're revving it. to have a picture or a video of me behind Deegan's bike for all the damn haters out there that are like, oh, you're a hater, you hate him. Just Duff just revving the shit out of the bike, and me just pouring the chords and in my face, just take it all. Oh man, that's my goal. So that's what we have to do. Okay. If he wins that title, we have to be under that tent for that celebration at Ironman.
Well, let's make a wager out of this then. So if you're calling that for Deegan, that means I got to go 96.
I don't know if I'm calling that. I'm just hoping, because the content side of it for our purposes is going to be awesome.
A nice dose of hopium. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. It's I don't really know. I mean, okay, let's just ask it. Who do you have?
Well,
do you think Deegan gets it done, or do you think Hunter pulls his head out of his ass here for the last 3 rounds and gets it done?
It's Hunter's to lose. I would love to see both of them. I love both of them. They're great. I mean, I don't really love Deegan that much, but he's great. He's a young guy. He has to bring it with me first, right? But I really am a big fan of his and a lot of what they're about. And they're proud Americans. I love that, right? But yeah, it's good luck beating Hunter. He's the guy to beat.
Well, I will say though, the kid's got confidence. Did you?
Fuck yeah, he does.
Did you hear his little dig at Hunter in the post race interview there on the podium?
I must have missed it.
I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically said because, man, what did JT say to him? It was something about oh, were you nervous or something? And he was basically like, bro, I don't know, that was so sick, blah, blah, blah. He's like, but honestly, I mean, he should be the one who's nervous. He's supposed to be winning these things. Called him out of you're supposed to be winning these. I just smoked your ass, dude. And I'm like, whoo, cool. This creates some controversy. Yeah, all right,
cool.
I mean, I'm all about that life because I'm here to talk about it. So call him out. Be like, bro, Hunter, you're supposed to be beating me. You're 25 years old, whatever, 24. I'm 16, and I just spanked you 1-1, which you haven't done all year, by the way. He's the first person to go 1-1 this year.
Yeah, on that gangsta ass purple Yamaha.
And here's my thing too. Hunter's issues with not going 1-1 have all been start dependent, and yesterday was no exception. He didn't get good starts either moto.
Jeff been getting great starts.
Yeah, and I'm like, how are you gonna you can't continue to do this because this is what's going to happen. Because to be honest, Deegan's a really good starter too.
Yeah,
like he's super good.
He's probably like 145 pounds or something, right?
I mean, I between the star bike, what he weighs, all that kind of shit, like okay, that all factors into it. But his timing's great too. Like he gets jumps. So I don't know, man. It was interesting to watch him struggle the last 2 rounds and then see him bounce back.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. The first Moto, they had an early gate drop that got Hunter and a bunch of guys. And
that was interesting. The whole gate situation there was interesting.
Yeah.
So,
that's gotten me a few times in my career, and it kind of pisses you off because you're like, man, I wasn't fucking ready. Because like right now, I don't ride anymore or race. I haven't ridden since 2019, but I'm a big hockey guy now. I play semi-pro, and when I go to the face-off, I'm a center. When the ref drops it early or messes it up, I'm pissed. Like, fucking give me a fair drop. You know what I mean? So same with the gate drop in motocross. You know.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's been your Deegan Danger Zone there, brought to you by our friends at Isaac Nelson Designs. There, make sure look